Magic, it has everything I love. It's very theatrical, but it's also very intellectual. Okay. You know, there's a lot going on there.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Around the Potter's Wheel with Mike Fowler. I'm your host, Fred Hess, and lo and behold, here's Mike Fowler.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, minus the ponytail.
Woo! Woo! All right. Welcome back, guys. Here we are in 2023. We're coming back for another round of shows. We got an exciting year for you guys. As many of you guys know, or if you don't know, we here at Fowler's Clayworks are really good at catering to families, bringing them in, having that experience, watching me make pottery, or having the opportunity to sit down with one of my wonderful instructors and walk your family through the process of making pottery. But you know, Gatlinburg, besides the arts and crafts community, which is an awesome spot, you go downtown Gatlinburg, you got a lot of really cool attractions. Did you know we have an interactive magic show? And today I've got my good friend. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. My name is Erik Dobell, and yeah, the show is called iMPOSSiBiLiTiES, and we're at the Gatlinburg Space Needle, and just like you said, it's an interactive comedy, magic, and mind reading show.
Missed that a little
now
bit.
in its 7th season, by the way.
Cool. Wow.
Yes, we are the longest running show at the Space Needle, so by default, the most successful.
Man, and I'm sure plenty of our guests have been to the Space Needle and that wonderful arcade and great pizza, I think.
Amazing arcade, great pizza slices the size of your head. They also have a Rick and Morty game now.
Oh, wow.
I'm a big Rick and Morty fan, so I was very excited to see that.
I bet.
So I'm interested to hear about your show, because it's interactive, magic, mind reading.
Magic and mind reading,
Wow.
yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so it's a 89-seat theater, so I am almost on top of you. You know, I'm like right there. And like I said, it's interactive magic and mind reading. So it's not one of those shows where you go and like you're just passively watching the show. You are interacting with me. People come up on stage for almost all of the tricks that I do. And yeah, it's wild. Even if you see the same show, it's different because you never really know what kind of people you're going to get on there.
Kind of shooting at the hip sometimes on the show?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Because people are people, right?
Yeah, people are people. It's a pretty weird story.
In Gatlinburg, we get a variety of people, don't we?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, depending on time of year, you know, different demographics, the show could be a little wild. But it is a family show. A lot of interaction with the kids, of course, too. So, and we do keep it clean, a very clean show.
That's good. Yeah.
Good.
And you're all year round?
We are all year, yeah. Since we're only 89 seats, we and it's basically it's me and my business partner, but it's me that runs the show like on a daily basis. So you know, we do a show, pretty small audience. Yeah. You know, if we got like 10 or 20 people, it feels like a crowd still. So we're open all year.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It gives us
It's
the
very
opportunity to do that.
intimate.
Very intimate.
Awesome.
Yeah, like I said, we're only 89 seats, so I'm right there. I'm going through the crowd. I'm pulling people up on stage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everybody's
Nothing
right
scripted.
there. Nothing scripted.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, no, it is scripted,
But I meant with the person and
not with the audience.
Right.
Yes. That's the thing people do wonder when it's like mind reading and stuff. But no, there's no stooges in the audience, no plants. I'm not using electronics.
Right.
See, we're 89 seats, which means I would have to hire 88 people every night on hold, and I'm not going to do that.
I
I can't afford that.
He's a true small business owner.
True small business. People think that, and I'm like, you know how expensive that would be? Right. Union costs.
Yeah. Hello. I get you. So, you know, back to your show. We mentioned children, but are adults going to really enjoy this too? I mean, is it all?
Yes. There's no reason to believe me, of course, because I do the show and I want people to come. But if you go on like TripAdvisor, Google reviews, you're going to see people saying this as well. But it is a family show. And what I mean by that is it's not a kid show, it's not an adult show, it's family. It is literally for everybody. There's a little bit of everything in there for everybody. And I know it's cliche, but it really is. There's a little bit of something for everybody. And you'll see people online that aren't me saying the same thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's multi-generation. That's
we get people like from like 5 to, you know, I don't know how old they get actually. Yeah. But old.
5 to 105.
5 to 105. Yeah.
Awesome.
We get people in all demographics too. Yeah. So it's we're having a lot of fun.
Awesome. You know, one thing, you know, like when you talk to craftsmen or anybody, even you, passionate about marketing, you know? You can tell that person's passionate. And I've gotten to know Erik through chamber involvement and stuff like that around Gatlinburg and different business after hours or things involved with the chamber, marketing the city of Gatlinburg. But anyhow, I've always picked up that Erik's very passionate about what he does. He's very like me. I'm very passionate. Like our later guests are very passionate. Previous guests we interviewed were.
Right.
So my question is coming around to this. You know, I fell into pottery by accident. Started as going to school for audio engineering and ended up being a potter. How'd you get in the world of magic?
That's a weird joke, by the way.
Yeah.
So we actually talked a little bit about this earlier. We talked about wrestling. I wanted to be a professional wrestler when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yes, I did. That was my dream. And
Stone Cold.
Yeah, it's actually Cold Stone. I can't see if you tell, but he's holding ice cream.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Cold Stone, Steve Austin. But I wanted to be a wrestler and maybe kind of still do. But when I was about 20 years old, I was still holding out for a growth spurt. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I'm about 5'5", and I'm probably about 180 now because I'm fat. But at the time, I was about 130. And no matter how hard I worked out, it just wasn't happening. Like,
so
I wasn't going to get taller.
You're just going ahead and challenge like Kane.
Yeah, that wasn't going to work.
Work out real well.
Yeah, no.
Well, if you couldn't get the size, you might as well go after the big guy.
I up his knee, man. You know?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to see over the top rope. So it's like,
so you would have been the chihuahua in the wrestling ring.
Exactly. Yeah, I would have been biting people's ankles. But it wasn't gonna work. So magic was actually my second career choice. Clearly, I'm good at making choices. But I got into magic after I realized wrestling was going to work out. I just was never going to be big enough. I was getting into theater more. I was doing theater classes in college. And I was at a mall in Ithaca, New York, completely at random. I saw a guy there in a kiosk in the middle of the mall. He was selling magic tricks. And I had never seen magic in person. I'd always seen it on TV. And on TV it's fine, but it's not seeing it in person, right? And he blew my mind with these simple tricks. I bought some stuff, learned how to do them, completely fell in love with magic. That's how it happened. It was a chance meeting with a guy at a mall. And it gets even weirder because I went back a week later to buy more tricks. Same guy, same mall, same kiosk. He was selling sunglasses. So the first magician I ever met was not a magician. He was just some guy that sold overstock in a mall.
That could do the tricks.
Wow.
That could do the tricks. And looking back on it, barely. So that was my first experience with magic, completely by chance.
But it was that trigger.
But that's what triggered it. Yeah, because I'd never seen magic before. And magic, it has everything I love. It's very theatrical, but it's also very intellectual. Okay. You know, there's a lot going on there. And and shortly after that, I started doing magic at bars and restaurants. Probably shouldn't have been doing it so soon, but I did. And then I started doing like birthday parties and things. People would invite me to go out to do parties and private events. And then I started doing stage shows and just sort of snowballed from there. And I'm like, this might be something I could actually do. You know, and that's how we ended up here, basically. That's sort of the short story version of it.
So you went from New York to Tennessee to Gatlinburg?
Yeah, well, I grew up in upstate New York in a town called Elmira. So and Ithaca is about 40 minutes from there, so we would go there and hang out a lot. The girl I was dating at the time went to Cornell, got a real job, and we lived in Ohio for a few years in the Cleveland area, and then we moved to North Carolina. That's where I met my now wife. And then we actually came here because of the Space Needle. This was completely at random. So we started iMPOSSiBiLiTiES 2014, me and my business partner. It was originally a two-person show. And we talked tentatively about opening the show in a town like this. But we weren't real serious about it. So I was in Asheville visiting some relatives, and I heard there was a mentalist at the Gatlinburg Space Needle. There aren't a lot of us around, so I called to get tickets. I'm like, I'm going to go see this guy. It's not too far of a drive. And the guy that picked up the phone said the mentalist isn't here anymore. He left last week, right? Show's over. And I said, okay, do they want a new show? Then, like, the next thing I know, we're meeting the owners of the Space Needle in Johnson City, and then we opened March 16th. of 2016. And just that's how it
Wow,
happened.
opportunity. Hello.
Yeah, it was just there, and we were ready for it, and it's stunning. I did not know about Gatlinburg until this happened. I'd never heard of Gatlinburg. The only reason I knew Pigeon Forge was about 2 years earlier, because I didn't know towns like this existed, or else I would have done this 20 years ago. But I knew about Pigeon Forge because my wife's parents said, we're going to take you to Dollywood, and I'm like, what are you talking
What's
about?
a Dollywood?
Yeah, and I like Dolly Parton. I didn't know she had a theme park. It still stuns me when I go there because it feels like a Simpsons sketch.
Yeah.
Like a Dolly Parton themed, like is there a Johnny Cashville?
Man, that'd be cool, man.
It would be very cool.
There was Opryland for a while.
Yeah.
Opryland for a while?
In Nashville, yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
And I think
Yeah, there was
Dollywood, the precursor to that was the Silver Dollar City.
Yeah,
Yes.
Silver Dollar City was here, yes.
Yeah.
And there's still Silver Dollar City in Branson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just still blows my mind that I live here. Blows my mind that this is a place.
Do you live up here in the Gatlinburg area?
I live in
or-
Gatlinburg. Yeah, I got very lucky and found a place here. But every morning I wake up. I know this sounds cheesy, but I wake up and I drive wherever, and I'm just looking at like the trees and the mountains, and I'm like, oh yeah, I live in a place like this.
That's a common thread, man, here with whether any of the original local folks to us that have moved here, man. The ones that stick around, it's just, you're blown away. You know, like, we've been out there on that back porch, you know, like how cool is this? Got a pottery shop and there's a creek right there in the mountains, you know, or like you drive around in the morning with your coffee and you're looking up, and every day, the mountains are different. It's like living on the beach. I lived on the beach, you know, so every day the ocean's different. Every day these mountains are different. Right. It's cool, man. And we're blessed to be able to do something like.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not even a mountain guy. I'm not even a nature guy. Let me put it that way. If you see me hiking, it's because my wife forced me to. And even still, even being as disconnected from nature as I am, I'm still like, whoa.
Yeah. That's cool, man. You know, we are lucky to be able to have a show or shops and stuff.
And you know, my favorite time of year right now, but keep this in mind if you're listening at home, this is a great time to visit, is actually the fall.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, of course.
I never cared about the fall until I moved here. Two things happened. One was pumpkin spice, because I am that basic white girl. I'm everything pumpkin spice. Oh my gosh, I'm pumpkin spice everything.
That's funny.
But the other thing is the changing of the leaves. Like it's unbelievable. Like I just can't. It's so beautiful here in the fall when those leaves change. And then also growing up in upstate New York, I hate snow.
Yeah.
Hate snow, but not here. It doesn't snow very often, but when it does snow, it's so flaky.
Yeah.
I'm tearing up thinking about it because it's so pretty. It's so flaky and fluffy.
And it goes what?
And it goes away pretty quick. But if you were to take a picture of a snow here, like just driving down the road, it looks like a snow tunnel.
Yeah.
Like from Frozen, that movie Frozen. If you took a picture of that and sent it to me, I would think it was photoshopped.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's actually what it looks like here. It's just this flaky snow, and it's wild.
Yeah, we talk
really
about
wild.
wintertime here. You know, I don't really care for the winter here, but I tell people all the time, I love it though when it snows.
Yeah, it doesn't
I mean,
so
when
often.
You look, I mean, just like you said, it's like
Yeah.
right out of. I mean, it's gorgeous, man.
And also because we're in a rainforest, which I forget
correct.
a lot too. There was a time, was it last year, the year before, I was walking to the Space Needle, and I looked up at the mountains where like Park Vista was, and it was like not lush, but it was kind of like greenish. I forget what time of year this was. It must have been spring, but it was sort of green where I was downtown, and then the mountains were snow.
Yeah.
Really wild weather around here, but I'm just looking at it like, what is this? Like, it's like an alien planet.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It's
really
a
cool.
great place for creatives, you know, because we got such a good environment. And then,
We have so many amazing painters around here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
because they can just go outside and just like,
and we can all pull from it, you know.
Yeah.
It's-
You guys support each other so well as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know what's really great? You know, the craft community does an awesome job of supporting each other. You're very involved with the GCA or GA.
yes.
Gatlinburg
Well, the
Tracks and-
chamber a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so all these organizations are really great at supportive of
Yep.
each other, and we have such a wonderful network of getting together and getting information out and working
Yeah.
with one another.
Because I never had that before either. Like when we joined the Chamber of Commerce, I wasn't expecting other than a website really.
Yeah, correct.
Because I've been parts of chambers in other
Yeah,
towns,
sure.
and it's like
get
even
together
like
once a month for a dinner or an after hours,
yeah.
and that's it. You know?
Well, I wouldn't even do that because you would go to the events. And it was very, like, cliquey even. Like,
Yeah,
I would go
sure.
up and introduce myself because that's why you're here. And they'd look at me like, what are you doing? Like, who are you? And, like, here I just walk around and start talking to people. And they want to network.
Yeah.
They want to
Sure.
network. They want to talk. And they do so many amazing events around here. Even the ribbon cuttings are just, like, so much fun. You know, they always have great food and music and all these great things going on. And, like, they make it easy. They make it easy
sure.
to be involved.
Yeah.
You, like, want to go to these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
good.
And sometimes I bring my daughter.
I know.
Who's
I've
two.
been bringing my daughter since she was little.
why not, right?
You know?
And this is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
We'll
Yeah.
learn.
One of her favorite events was getting to hold the big scissors.
Oh, she got to
Tammy
do
let
that.
her hold the big scissors. You know? She always wanted to do that. So there's this picture of her.
Those scissors are pretty cool.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. You
Yeah.
need a pair for the show.
I need a pair for the show. I should get a pair. They're weirdly sharp. I don't think they need to be as sharp as they need to be.
But you don't have a good track record with sawing people in half.
No. I've only figured out the first part of the trick.
Okay.
So yeah,
So sawing them in half, no problem.
it's not a magic
Getting
trick.
them put back
It's
together.
manslaughter.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very messy. Yeah.
What did you say? You turned 3 into 6?
Yeah. I'm doubling the population. Yeah. That's why I don't have any assistants in my show. They're like, no, we're not.
That's fun.
We've heard about you.
I get a new nickname, Stumpy.
That reminds me of this David Copperfield. There's a story about him doing, I think it was a rope trick on stage, and he cut the tip of his finger off with the scissors. And it's a story, and like there's actually multiple magicians have stories about cutting the tips of their fingers off with scissors, doing a rope trick with scissors. And my question is always, why are they so sharp? It's rope. And rope, magic rope, by the way, magicians use a special rope. It's not a trick rope, but you want it floppy because it looks better, right?
Okay.
So they take the core of it out. So you really don't need sharp scissors. And everyone has these scissors.
Just learn something.
Just learn something.
Wow.
You just learned something. So if you ever see a magician cut the tip of his finger off, don't show sympathy. Just shake your head. It's like, why are your scissors? I do a trick with scissors in the show. I've accidentally clumped down on my finger, and I scratched my fingernail. That's all I do because my scissors are not sharp enough to cut my hand because they don't have to be. It's like, why would they be?
Yeah.
So anyways, moving on.
You're good.
Learning something here today.
Gotta learn something new. Yeah.
It's
Well, I
something-
know your trick, but
It's something about magic that always made me go, what? Why? Why were they that sharp?
Yeah.
I mean, sorry you have to sew your thumb back on, but you did it to yourself, man.
yeah. So, talking about shows,
Yeah.
we talked earlier about Sweet Fanny Adams.
Yeah.
There's
Good
another-
friends of mine,
and,
yeah.
there was another. What's the other magician in Pigeon Forge?
There's actually 3 now.
What was the one that's been here forever?
Terry Evans.
Terry
He's
Evans.
been for over
So
20 years.
Terry Evans.
So, for the folks at home, Sweet Fanny Adams is a magician?
Or no, it
It
was
was a vaudeville show.
There you go, a
Yeah.
vaudeville show. It
Yeah.
was here for recently closed.
Over 40 years they
Yeah,
were
they had
here.
a 40-year legacy.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, and then Terry Evans, and then I'm sure I'm missing
Evanswood, yeah.
Evanswood, thank you.
Who's now at the Grand Majestic.
Right.
I say that because he was at the Wonderworks for a long time. People think he's gone. He's not. He's at the Grand Majestic.
So, we are an area that's also known for its shows.
Yeah.
And our visitors love history there.
Yeah.
And they remember those shows and their impact on the environment today. So,
Yeah.
my question to you is,
Okay.
iMPOSSiBiLiTiES, show
Yes.
today, what's its impact tomorrow
Oh.
on the show environment?
Oh, you're getting deep on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I hit you good.
Take a breath. Think about
This
it.
is
Jeez.
a rare moment. We threw Erik Dobell
What's my
off.
legacy? You're asking for my legacy.
Not your legacy, but what
Like
do you
a
see?
Madonna.
What's your visual impact? Like, what do you think your show's going to contribute to the legacy of shows down the road here?
Here in Gatlinburg specifically,
Or the
right?
area, Gatlinburg.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm not sure. So my whole goal with magic
Yeah.
is for people to have fun.
Sure.
Like if you go to see my show, I don't talk about politics, religion. I'm talking about it's just 90 minutes where you don't have to think about any of that stuff. That's all I
Fun
want.
escape.
Yes,
man.
like a true escape. And I think I accomplished that goal. People have fun. You know, they're laughing, they're having a good time, and they come year after year after year after year. And there's also a lot of kids that come to the show, and they do get interested in magic because they've seen the show. And they'll buy some tricks afterwards, and they'll come back years later, and they'll show me some tricks that they learned and stuff. And as far as impact in the town, I guess I just want people to have that happy association. You know, like I saw this great show in Gatlinburg one time, and it was a lot of fun, and you know, hopefully that gets them to, you know, continue coming back. But as far as like, I'd have to really think about that. But that's sort of the off the top.
Maybe
of my
your
head.
legacy is a continuing of the top atmosphere that you've created. You know.
Yeah, people just coming to town to have fun, to just escape, and just not think about stuff. You know, because we're constantly
you're the longest
bombarded with
running show
everything.
there, aren't you?
We're the longest running show at the Gatlinburg Space Needle.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Not in town. That was.
And that's
Sweet
pretty
Fatty
cool
Adams.
because you know, I mean, there was. I've been here for 17 years, and I've seen a couple of different shows go out of there. And, you're hanging in, man.
We're hanging in there. 7 years is a long time, and I am. I wake up mornings and I'm just like surprised we're still here.
Boy.
I'm surprised. I don't take it for granted. It was 15 years of trying to be a professional magician, and I did everything. I did shows in barns. I did shows surrounded by people, which is awkward when you're doing magic. I've done shows in hospitals. I've done crazy stuff, and I also work 2-3 retail jobs at a time. Overnight, you know, I remember working at Walmart overnight. I deliver pizzas in the evening, did Walmart overnight, then in the morning I would have a magic show. And I'd have to go in and like do this and be like, you know.
Yeah, he's a small business owner.
Yeah. So, you know, and
By the way, all small business owners, we're all millionaires. And we
yeah.
off all the time. So.
Yeah, we go in after the employees get there, and
Yeah,
we
they
go
go
home before the employees
Check in
leave.
a little bit, 10 minutes later out the door. We go golf.
People don't understand it. That's a 24-hour job.
Yeah.
Like you don't just turn it off when you get home. You are more or less on all the time when you're going to small business. But it's the dream though. You get to do what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am doing art. I'm doing performance art. I am doing the kind of magic I want to do. It makes people happy. It makes me happy. I feel like I'm contributing society. And it's all I ever wanted was to be in show business. And now I get to meet all these incredible people. And it's just, I just pinch myself sometimes. You know, it took a long time to figure it out. You know, and looking back on it, I see the mistakes I made. I was living in the wrong places, basically.
We all do that.
I should have went here.
You didn't know.
I didn't know.
Time wasn't right, man.
And now this is great too. This is sort of just kind of a pitch in general for anybody. If you're visiting a town, we want you to come to Gatlinburg, of course. But if you go vacationing anywhere else, hop on the internet and look for other magic theaters because other people have figured this out too in the last 7 years. There's tons of places like this, some big, some small, all over the country, and they all have magic theaters now. All these magicians are like opening their own theaters now, and it's amazing. It's this amazing thing.
That's great.
I think you know, common thread like you have and I have, and it is amazing. I think the things that we get to do that blow people away is we got them to unplug.
Yeah.
For an hour from the internet.
Yeah.
You know, you take a family in here, spread them out, and they're not on their phones.
No.
When was the last time that family did that?
Right.
And you're dealing with families now that have never done that.
Right.
I don't even go to the movies anymore because people are on their phone the whole time.
But seriously, you're
The
dealing
movies.
with generations now that are having kids that have never unplugged.
Right.
Yeah.
I grew up unplugged. You know.
They do.
Yeah.
You probably one of how you're saying you just turned 40.
When did we get phones? The internet started. The first time I heard of Facebook's probably I was in college.
Yeah.
Social media, MySpace. I remember I had in college. I had a little flip phone you could get on the internet, but it wasn't good. So I guess it was my 20s we started to get plugged in.
Yeah.
And I will admit I have an addiction to the internet.
Yeah, we all do.
I have an addiction. I'm always like.
We all do.
And yet, but even during those 90 minutes, I'm not on my phone. I'm not thinking about that stuff. And people will talk about people like looking at their phones and stuff during a show, and like I'm just gonna say this, they're not at my show.
Right.
Or if they are, it's rare.
Yeah.
Like very rare. It's like one person like once a year.
And he's
It's like-
really good. I guess you got a stationary video somewhere near
Yes.
your show. And these people put these like testimonials. This stuff.
Yeah.
You should see the excitement on these kids.
Possibilities Magic Show. All right, so it's iMPOSSiBiLiTiES Magic Show. I'm gonna jump in with a rating. I'm gonna rate it a 10. It's like creepy good. I thought it was really cool. I really liked it. I really did not know how he did any of it. And like, when I was like the Iggy thing, I was like,
Best idea I ever had.
Yeah.
You can steal it if you got a business or a show, you're listening to this, steal it, shoot me an email, I'll tell you what program we use. You can do this. We set up a tripod with a ring light, and we have this program, I think it's for weddings or something.
Huh.
But, you know, I've seen other magicians, and I tried to do this too, they try to get the testimonials after the show, and the problem is, you are asking people and then putting a camera in their face. So you would usually get testimonials that are like, it was like, but here's what we did. And I got this idea from these YouTubers. Because I lived in Korea for about a year, right? And there were these YouTubers owned this coffee shop, and they had this little setup in there where people could tell like tragic stories or something. It was weird. But I thought this was a good idea for the show. But basically, we just tell people, you walk up to this tripod after the show, hit the record button, and leave us a testimonial. And because it's just them standing there leaving it, almost all the testimonials are like really genuine. It's like right after the show, and they're like really excited because you're not hovering over top of them.
Yeah.
Like, do this.
I need to do
You know,
that.
you're just leaving them alone.
It's
would
like
give
asking
you-
for a Google review as soon as the purchase is made. If you
Yep.
wait,
Yeah, I
you
don't
can't
do
do
that.
it.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you gotta shoot that email immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that. As soon as they walk out of the theater, they get an email
Right.
for TripAdvisor.
Right.
TripAdvisor's our big one. Yeah.
That's a good one. Well, I guess let's get to the nuts and bolts of this. I heard you had something prepared for us.
I do. So actually, I got something. I guess.
Can you handle it, Fred?
Reading my mind, there's nothing in there. I
Yeah. Okay.
mean, Eric's gonna go.
Did it fall in the shower?
Anybody home?
Don't worry. I already checked it out. I'm not going to tell anybody. Let's just say you also have some manslaughter, but it's fine. It's fine. It was an accident.
Never convicted.
Yeah, well, the cover-up wasn't an accident, but you know. So, I tell you what, I want you to give me a number. Well, first I'm going to tell you, in preparation for this, I made a list in my little notes app of 52 businesses here in the arts and crafts community. I figure 52 is a good number. It's how many cards are in a deck, right? So we're going to pick one of these at random, and it's going to be our target phrase, which will make more sense in a moment. So I want you to give me a number between 1 and 52. Just say it out loud.
48.
48. Oh, I should probably get my phone ready. That's why it was there. So we're going to go ahead and get into my phone app here. And this is the list right here. And like I said, you can see there's 52 businesses. And they're all different businesses, okay?
Yeah.
That's important too. And you said 48?
I did.
Yeah? So if you picked 32, you would have got Lick Log Hollow Baskets. If you picked... Is that a typo? If you got 52, it would have been Jim Gray Gallery. If you said 48, tell everybody, what is the business at number 48?
Apple Annie's.
Apple Annie's. Does Apple Annie's repeat on this list?
Assuming I could actually see the list.
Oh, do you want to see?
Well,
Well, you read Apple Annie's.
yeah.
You don't. It doesn't repeat,
I don't
or else
think so.
I wouldn't show you. I wasn't banking on you needing
Okay,
glasses.
I don't think so.
So Apple Annie's. Any other number would have been a different business, but you picked Apple Annie's. Okay. Do you know Apple Annie's?
I do not.
You do not. Do you know Apple Annie's?
I do.
You do. Good people.
Great lady.
Great lady.
Yeah,
Good.
she's
good.
a member of the Cliff Dwellers now.
The Cliff. What's that?
Cliff Dwellers Gallery. It's one of our oldest
Oh,
galleries.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Her
So.
name's Annie.
Actually,
no, her name's
name,
Apple.
I'm not going to give up a real name, but her business goes by Apple Annie's.
So she doesn't have a name tag.
She might.
Doesn't have Annie on her blouse.
Yeah, also manslaughter.
Right.
Yeah. So that's going to be our target phrase, Apple Annie's, okay? And we're going to do a little experiment in imagination with this target phrase, and we need a couple other things for this. And one of the other things is a little coin purse, okay? You familiar with coin purses?
Been a long time. I'm aging
Long time?
myself.
Well, this particular coin purse is empty, of course, right?
Okay.
I'll show you right there. This is an empty coin purse. Can you please hold your finger like this? All right, we're going to go boop. You do that? Yeah. Now, for anybody that's listening to this as a podcast, Mike now has a coin purse on the tip of his finger, and he's pointing it directly in the air. The reason is because it looks funny. So now you have a reason to find this video on YouTube and hit the subscribe button below. Yeah. Or excuse me, smash the subscribe button. Yeah. The other thing we need for this is a deck of cards. Are you familiar with cards?
I am.
You are, okay. So I'm going to ask you to take one of the, you know what, let's do it like this, actually. Just say stop at any time. I'm going to deal cards face down onto the table. You say stop.
Stop.
Okay, this card or this card?
That card.
That card. I'm going to set that there. Don't look at that yet. We're going to come back to that card in a moment. And the last thing we're going to need for this is you.
Okay.
Are you familiar with you?
A little bit.
A little bit. It's a heavy question. It's a heavy question.
Yeah.
Mike, I want you to imagine that in your mind, there's a mini Mike, okay? And this mini Mike, he has a mini playing card in his hand, but it's face down, so he doesn't know what it is. On the back of this mini playing card is a mini Post-it note, and mini Mike, he has a mini marker. And he decides he's going to write something on that mini Post-it note on the back of the mini playing card. It's a phrase. It's the name of a business. It's Apple Annie's. So little mini you is writing in marker Apple Annie's on. Do you know what just happened?
What?
Do you know what just happened? Oh.
Oh.
Here, point to me. Yeah. Yeah. You remember this was empty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look again. Damn. Yeah. There's something inside.
Well, hello.
Hello. Yeah. You're probably wondering what it is. It is a playing card. But it's not just any playing
That
card.
wasn't in there, bro.
And this card is the 2 of Hearts. And you might be wondering why that's important. Why don't you take a look at that card that you picked earlier and show everybody, tell everybody, what is it? It's the 2 of Hearts. But there's one more part to this. Because again, in your mind, there was a mini version of you. This mini version of you had a mini marker, right? And a mini card with a mini Post-it note on the back. And with that mini marker, you wrote a phrase on that mini Post-it note, Apple Annie's. There happens to be a Post-it note on the back of this playing card. Could you tell everybody, what does that say right there?
Apple Annie's.
It says Apple
Annie's.
Annie's.
Yes. Nice.
Holy mackerel, man.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was pretty good, man.
Thank you. So you've been suitably mind-freaked.
You're right. We messed up for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little bit of what I do. If you like that, then you will love iMPOSSiBiLiTiES. That was garbage compared to what I do during the show. Complete garbage. So go ahead and check us out on iMPOSSiBiLiTiES, the website. Can I give the website?
Absolutely.
iristheater.com. Theater spelled with an ER. And our phone number is 888-482-3330.
And we're going to put that in the comment too. Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and follow us online. I always forget to say that. Yeah, just type in iMPOSSiBiLiTiES Magic Show into iMPOSSiBiLiTiES Magic Show Gatlinburg. Make sure you type in Gatlinburg because somebody in the UK stole the name of our show, and I'm not angry.
For folks who've never been here to Gatlinburg,
Yes.
so they're driving into Gatlinburg. How do they find you? I mean, I know the Space Needle's a big, tall thing.
Yes. Yeah, the Space Needle, if you don't know, Space Needle is the 400-foot observation deck in the middle of town. If you're in Gatlinburg, you can see it literally from anywhere in town. It's also across the street from Bubba Gump Shrimp, which seems to be the one destination everyone knows.
And light number 8, which is back to Airport
Road. Yes,
Excellent.
it is Airport Road
very-
now. I guess there's an airport on the road now?
No, that's Gatlinburg history. There was an airport there.
Yes,
In
yes.
the 40s and 50s.
Oh, okay, so that's
Yeah.
why they changed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you imagine trying to land an airplane up in the mountains?
Yeah.
That's like
there was a
asphalt.
strip there though. Apparently, it wasn't that bad of a thing, but
Yeah.
but those guys were crazy back then.
I know.
I mean, they just did. They were real
Yeah.
adventurous.
Here I come.
But
They
no,
didn't- they
it
didn't
was
have-
it was a political thing years ago, and then our city commissioner, recent city commissioner Ryan DeSere,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know,
changed it
right?
back.
Yeah.
And he did a great job doing that. A lot of people never wanted the road changed, so we're glad to see it. But anyways,
Well,
you're
hopefully they
there.
don't change it again
Yeah,
because
but I
that's a
say
lot of
light
work.
number 8, and the reason I say is I used to be a vacationer here. And
Yeah.
when you come into town, yeah, that is the tallest thing, but you're worried about where you're turning and traffic
Yes.
like this,
People
so you're not
everywhere.
looking up at the tallest thing. So light number 8.
Light number 8. And there's
Space
plenty
Needle.
of parking where we are. There's hotels. We're right in the center of everything. But yeah, if you go, the Space Needle sits on an arcade. We're in the back of the arcade. And actually, if you check us out on YouTube, we have a video that shows sort of like a point of view of exactly how to get into the theater right where we are.
Awesome.
So yeah, we try to hold your hand as much as we can.
Well, if your show is just a fraction, not a fraction,
Yeah.
so much more than what we saw here today, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I've got to come see that. So,
You
Well,
do
again,
gotta come see
and
the
you
show.
guys can visit Appalachia at Cliff Dwellers Gallery in the arts and crafts community here and tell them we sent you. You seen it? You seen it on a mind trick.
We'll put that
Wow.
website below, and yeah, tell her where you heard about it. Really confuse her.
Confused me.
She's like, they did what with a what?
Wow. Well, hey guys, I'm gonna tell you what. This was a great episode. Eric, thank you,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you so much for having me. I
man.
really appreciate it.
This was a
Thank
great.
you.
Maybe we'll have you back.
I'd love to. Yeah.
Come back later, see how you're doing, see what you've grown on, see if maybe
Yeah.
we can come up with an answer there for that. question
Yeah,
I threw you
I'll
off
have to
with.
think about that. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I'm shocked that we've been here 7 years. So, so like, I haven't thought about legacy yet.
Yeah, that's part of keeping today going, man. Is you got to think
Yeah.
where you're going tomorrow too, you know. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know that.
look down, look up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank y'all for joining us for another episode of Around the Potter's Wheel with Mike Fowler and our friend Eric.
Yeah. Thank
I'll
you.
be looking for more. We got 2 more to do.
Yeah, 2 more to do, man.
And we're going to post this one up. And again, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. And
Smash.
literally love it that if you would do that. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.